Good afternoon everyone and welcome to round one of the Brown Brothers Prosecco Ladies Premier League. On behalf of myself, Stephen and Rosalie, welcome. Great first round, Rosalie.
Yes, some good competition happening there among the ladies. I think everyone was out to do well for their team.
Yeah, I was away in Adelaide watching the Women's Open and so I wasn't here to see some of the scoring, but I think it's got off to a flying start. Some of the teams we thought would do well didn't do as well as expected, so a bit of pressure on some of our leading lights, so to speak. I'll start off with our first match was 19th hole champions versus late bloomers, and the 19th hole champions got home by 3 points over the late bloomers, 130 to 127. Debbie Michael, Marie Brown starring with 34 points, and for the late bloomers, Kerry McLaughlin, Deb Borden 32, and then down to 32 again with Anne Velt, and then Liz McKinlay and Melba Howe. So not quite getting the job done there, but pretty close match, that one. A good start for both of them really, even though the late bloomers didn't get the job done. They're not far away. Our next match.
Yeah, the next match was the 8 Tarts versus the Fairway Fillies, and very close match this one. 8 Tarts coming in with 125 to Fairway Fillies 123. And top of the table for the Tarts was Di Johnson with a lovely 34, followed by Terry Jo Ponsford 31, Di Stewart 30, and Heather Gunston 30 as well. The Fillies, their player of the day was Chris Fleming with 33, followed closely behind by Marg Mole 32, Chris Kelly 31, and Marion Watley 27. I know the 8 Tarts had a couple missing. But a very close match overall.
Pretty good result, yeah. Going to be hard to win if your fourth score is in the 20s from the previous history I've seen. So yeah, need a little bit more from some of the Phillies players, but good start by your team, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm one of the 8 Tarts. So.
Well done. Next match was the Fluffy Ducks versus the Odds and Sods, and the Fluffy Ducks were home 125 to 118. The Ducks, Winnie Lavery and Marg Morgan, 33 and 32 respectively, Sue Jash 30 and Pam Taylor 30. So well done. Good to see Pam get a name in here for a golf, which she'll probably be in this show for other reasons throughout the year, no doubt.
I'm sure we'll find plenty to say.
And the Sods, Di Patterson with 32, Elizabeth Pollock 29, Jenny from the Shop 29, and Helen Taylor 28. So yeah, just too many in the 20s there to really push the Ducks. Our next match?
Next match was Pitch Perfect against Lee's Legends, and Pitch Perfect, they really good day. 132, defeated, I think, last year's champions at 106. So Pitch Perfect, Di Simons, Josie Kirkman, all with 34, Felicity Douglas 33, and Fran Galvin 31. So a good round of scores there to Lee's Legends. Lynn James 31, Lee Bolton 26, Nola Bennett 25, and Sue Jenkinson 24. But I'm sure after this week they'll be out to do a lot better next week.
They've climbed the tree once before, got to the grand final and won, so there's no reason why they can't show a bit more form than that. Yeah.
And if we take into account what the men's did, the men's Turtles started very poorly, but went along then to come home with a good speed, so excellent.
So our ladder has the Pitch Perfect on top, followed by Fluffy Ducks, 19th hole champions, and the 8 Tarts round out the top 4. Fairway Fillies, Late Bloomers, Odds and Sods, and Lee's Legends languishing well and truly on the bottom of the ladder by about 14%. So they've got some work to do. Not a lot you can read into the first week. It'll be probably 3 weeks before we start to get a feel for where everyone's at. So I won't get stuck into Lee's Legends too much just yet.
Got to give them
early
some
days.
leeway.
Our stories and tales for the week are a bit light on this week, so but we've still got a few little things that we can dob a few people in for. So our sook of the week is me. Ladies scoring was really, well, not really poor, but a bit poorer than I thought it would be, and I was over in Adelaide watching the women over there and seeing how brilliant they're playing, and came back and thought, great weather here, but the scores were just a little bit down, so I'm going to be sooking that they can. I know our ladies can do better, especially after some of the clinics we've given recently on the short game. I'm sure they'll bounce back.
And I just reckon, I'm going to butt in here, had to be such a thing like that for him to be Sook of the Week. It's just that ladies aren't Sooks. Okay, the men can be Sooks, but the ladies aren't. So come on, ladies, we're not having any Sooks of the week this year.
Is Joy Kelly playing? Because Joy won a few Sooks during the other Premier, the men's Premier.
Maybe that you put her off by giving her Sook of the Week. She doesn't want to play again.
Our villain of the week, and our villain comes from outside the Premier League, and it goes to Marg Davidson, who won the comp of the day and wasn't in a Premier League team. So I don't know whether it's her fault or it's the other captains for not getting her on board. So
yeah. And Tool of the Week, Lee's Legends, for their pathetic effort at the start of the season. That's a bit mean, isn't it, I think? I'm sure they'll show us that they're better than what they did this week.
They've got to do that. Our hero, and this was one of mine, goes to Di Simons. To be able to juggle all her club captain commitments and then still produce the best score in her team, I think is showing great leadership in the interim and early rounds, really wanting her teammates to follow her example.
Yeah,
so
doing a great job. She is very good.
And our team player, well, they're not really a team player, and Marie Civarella unfortunately had to be away, so she missed Premier League and was also missed being here for winning of the Summer Fairways competition, I think it was. So I just think she will be such a valuable team member definitely. Once she's back, that we'll actually give it to her on the grounds of she's obviously winning everything over the summer, and her team will benefit
most definitely
from her return.
Very consistent player. Will be very, very handy to her team. That's for sure.
I don't like to let her teammates down, is the feeling I get with Marie. So our next round we have Late Bloomers versus the 8 Tarts, and I'm not because you're sitting beside me, but I think 8 Tarts will get the job done here.
Yeah, it'll be fairly even going on scores from this week, but I can't go past the 8 Tarts either. No. That wouldn't look very good at all for my team.
19th hole champions versus the odds and sods. I'll go for the 19th hole champions, but I'm not 100% convinced. I think the odds and sods were a bit out of sorts last week, so.
No, I'm going to go for the 19th hole champions. These girls we got them together to form a team, and thought up a great name for them as well. And so I'd like to see them do well. So I'll go for them.
Next match, Fairway Phillies versus Lee's Legends, and you would say Fairway's Phillies, but Lee's Legends are. On paper, or after the first round, that's the way you would go. But I just think Lee's Legends are probably going to bounce back here.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I think I don't think we'll see them do 2 weeks like that. So I'll go for Lee's Legends as well. And
our last match is a bit of a not a mini final, but somewhat it could be like 1 and 2 on the ladder already, with reasonably good percentage. So Fluffy Ducks versus Pitch Perfect. Pitch Perfect produced a score of 132, which is a very good result.
Yeah, great result.
I can't go past them. Sorry to Fluffy Ducks, but that's going to be hard to beat if they keep going.
I think it'll be a close one, but I'm a bit inclined to go for Pitch Perfect as well. They had some very even team members, and I think, do they have Marie to come back into their team as well? So I think that makes them a very strong team. So I'll go for those.
They're all closely together. I think Di 34. That's
34, and so
31 by Fran, who's probably one of the most consistent players in their club. So she's got a bit of improvement in her still. So thanks to our wonderful sponsors, Brown Brothers, and Amy, who does our video, and thanks Rosalie for being I think it might be our first lady on the show.
Our feeling.
I know you'll be here every week. One of the ladies, someone here each week. So. And a bit of sense without Richard and Ben here, you might actually sat through the whole show. Normally most people would have turned off by now, so thank you.
And I'd like to thank Brown Brothers as well, because a lot of the ladies commented how lovely the champagne was on Wednesday, so thank you very much to them as sponsors.
No worries. See you next week.
Thank you.